Hi guys, it's Leah here with Ode to Paper. Thank you for joining me today. I am here with my second project for February for Nicole Jones 911 Designs design team. I am going to scrap 3 photos of my daughter-in-law and my 2 granddaughters and a friend of theirs. This was New Year's Eve this year, and because were in and still are in lockdown, and we couldn't do anything or go anywhere special, so we decided to have a sliding party in Papa's backyard. So I'm going to scrap those 3 photos. I have this is paper. This page kit was from my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for February, and the papers are very thin. So what I've done is cut them down to block them and glued them onto a piece of craft cardstock so that it's more solid. The star paper is perfect because we were out at night. We had lanterns going. The arrows, or sorry, not the arrows, the stripes. I really like the stripes because I wanted to show them movement, because in the photos, Grace's friend Ellie is pushing them down the hill to get them started. So, and apparently I did not zoom this video at all. Sorry about that. You see the messy hair, Saturday clothes, everything. Wow. Okay, well, anyways, I want to show the movement in the layout. So I do a lot of arrows. I do, I try to make sure that any arrows are pointing to the right because that's the way they're going down the hill and stuff like that. I pull out these word arrows, and I like them, but they're facing the wrong way. So I changed my mind on those. In the embellishment bag that I had with this kit, I have some other arrows, but they're facing the wrong way as well. So you'll see me in a bit pull out my files of Nicole Jones, the digital embellishments, and I will pull some more out. Also in the embellishment bag is some of these paper scraps. So I cut 2 of them as arrows, 2 of the gray and white ones, and I'm going to pop those in just to bridge between the photos because I don't like where you can see the line from the blue paper underneath the beige and white striped paper. So I popped 2 of those down. There's also 2 of these scraps of texture cardstock that are really, really similar to the colors in the paper. And I'm going to layer those on top of the gray and white just to add some more dimension. So I'll get those done. I have some viewfinders. I have the arrows with words. I have sketchy cameras. I have assorted arrows. Some of her newer files, which are the hearts. And then I also have some labels and some of the tiny alphas in white, in blue. And the whole thing, I love how it turns out. The colors came together. The blues in the paper really match Nicole's jacket and Gracie's jacket. And because we're at night, so like I said, the star paper was really appropriate. I didn't add any more silver. That blue star paper is very textured. It's almost like a fabric paper, but it's not fabric, but it's very fibrous is what I'm trying to say. But it's also embossed and then silver embossed on top of the dry embossing. So I didn't add any more silver. That's the only silver on the layout. I'm okay with that. So now I'm going to try and figure out where I'm going to put my clusters. This gave me a little bit of trouble because this is such a linear page that I didn't want them all coming out the one side. So I ended up putting, 2 on the left side of the photos, and then on the center photo I put a cluster on the right hand side just to change it up a little bit. So I am fussy cutting these little printed out words that I got. It was a file I got from a Facebook group, and I can't remember which one, but they're all these super, super tiny little words. So I have one that says quality time, one that says this season, and then the third one says best day ever. So all very appropriate. So I will get those done, and then I believe I'm going to start fussy cutting all of my little other elements, all of my files from Nicole. So I'm going to take some time to do that. I do jump ahead here for you, so you don't have to watch me fussy cut absolutely everything. These 3 labels, I'm going to use them to create a little block up in the top right-hand corner for my title to rest on. And I like how that worked out. I ended up using the scrap of the same paper that I matted the photos with. So that ties into there. And that paper is actually really matches the beige and white striped paper very well. All right, so that's where I'm going to put them, but that's not exactly how they're going to look when I'm done. But here I'm going to pull out some more files to use. I'm going to use the hearts. I'm going to use some of the assorted arrows. I look at the coffee cups, decide not to. I like the tiny alphas. I already have words on, so I really didn't want to add any more because I knew I was going to add some of the arrows with words. So I have everything fussy cut. And now I'm going to start placing everything where I want it. I'm going to create my clusters. So in the cluster on the bottom left, I have a large viewfinder, the heart, one of the sketchy cameras, word that says, an arrow with words that says so cool. Then I have the little tiny words that say best day ever, and one of the blue assorted arrows. In the cluster, pardon me, in the middle photo, I decide to put the arrow with words on the left-hand side with the other tiny arrow, and that one says memories. And then the majority of the cluster is on the right-hand side of the photo. And the reason I did that is because I wanted all the arrows pointing to the right. So, and then at the top, for the top photo, I created the cluster on the left-hand side again. And that arrow with words says family. So here's where I create that top cluster where I can put my title down on. So I have that scrap piece of paper that I cut in a large arrow, again, pointing to the right. I layered up those brown labels. I have my tiny alphas cut, and I already know what I'm going to use for my title. So it's going to be So Much Fun, which is absolutely hilarious because you'll see in the video I posted yesterday for Nicole Jones embellishments that my title is So Much Fun. I totally did not plan that. I didn't think it through. That's fine. I'm okay with it. They're probably going in different albums anyway, so it's really not a big deal. Even if they go in the same album, it's not a big deal. So I'm using these alphas, which are felt alphas from American Crafts. They're called Playroom. I think they're about 100 years old. There's no date on them. Somebody sent them to me, said they had found them in their craft room, and yeah, I have no idea how old they are. They have no stick, pretty much no stick left to them, so I have to glue them down, which is no big deal. But they're fuzzy and they kind of look like snow, so that's why I wanted to use them. So I'm going to start to glue everything down. I am going to skip ahead for you because this takes a hot minute to get done. And yeah, so there's those arrows. I'll glue those down. What am I doing next here? The other one between bottom two pictures. The tab that I have at the top of the bottom picture, I'm using that to bridge a gap between the end of the blue paper and the end of the arrow. It's a gap that doesn't fit and it doesn't sit right with me, so it's kind of a really trapped space. But I wanted to have the date on this layout anyway, so if I add the tab and glue it and then, it works perfectly, it hides that trapped space. So I have everything glued down. I'm pulling out my brown pen. I'm going to do my journaling, which is very simple. It says New Year's 2020 was very different this year. In lockdown and unable to go anywhere or have large gatherings, we decided to have a sliding party in Papa's backyard. So I'm going to get that down. I'm also going to, with my pen, create some stars in my clusters because I'd forgotten how dark this pen is. On this layout, it looks black. It's actually brown, but it's very, very dark. So, and now that I have the journaling down, I realize it kind of stands out too much and it doesn't tie into the rest of the layout. So because there are stars on that blue paper, I decided to create some little hand-drawn stars in the clusters to tie it in. And then to pull the whole thing together, I draw sketchy lines all the way around the outside to frame it in. Now, I can't draw a straight line to save my life, so sketchy lines are perfect for me. I go around once, all the way around, and then I go around twice, all the way around. And there's a reason I don't do the 2 lines at the same time, is because it would look too purposely done. I would have to purposely move my pen more. But if I go around once and then go around again, it looks more natural. Does that make any sense? Yeah. So as I get that done, and here I'm going to start adding some stars in. I like them. I wasn't sure I was going to. I don't do a lot of hand-drawn stuff on my layouts because I can't draw to save my life. Stars I can do. And, you know, the ones that are supposed to look sketchy and like a 2-year-old drew them, I can do those too. And they look fine. They tie in all of the pen work, which is great. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm just trying to think, what else did I do? All I have left are enamel dots to add. So I go to my favorite Jean-Marie Designs enamel dots, and I pulled out 2 different colors, a dark blue and this beige, which was very, very close to those labels up in the top right. So I stuck with the beige. I get 3 in every cluster to finish off the layout. So I will have all of the links down below to the products that I use from Nicole Jones' shop. If you're going, you can use the code LEAH10, that's capital letters LEAH 10, to get 10% off your order, which includes her classes. And she does have a new one starting tomorrow, March 1st, so that'll be Scrapathon 7. All right, so that's my layout for today. I will see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.